Hey, trappers. I just got off the side by side, came here in my shop, and I was changing camera cards on my trail cams, putting other lure out, testing, on my trail cams. And I just had a thought about something that I just kind of wanted to discuss with you guys and girls. And it's kind of about, we often hear trappers talk about coyotes, and this is where I feel coyotes are a lot different than, let's say, a red fox. Uh, I believe there's places where coyotes are very, very hard to catch, which means they don't feel comfortable there, and they just don't really stop. They just cruise on through. And I believe really that's one of the biggest differences between fox and coyote trapping. Coyotes will kind of tell you where they want to be caught. There's just some places where I think they're a lot harder to catch than others. But we hear trappers talk about stall out points and making, trying to force a coyote to stop at an area, even just for a few seconds. And there are ways, and I actually learned this more or less from watching trail cam footage. There are ways you can judge natural places where a coyote is going to, coyotes trotting along, moving along at a pretty good clip, where where you can judge where they're going to stop and, look around. And basically what I'm calling them is vantage point stallouts. Just think of a coyote that'd be running along a woods, say a square rectangular woods, and they get to the corner. I've seen, by using trail cams, that those coyotes will stop at that corner and just scan the field, scan the area. So more or less just think about it as if you're setting traps along what you would consider a travel way of a coyote, anywhere that you have a new vantage point, you can see a different part of that area. A lot of times coyotes are going to stop and look around. Now, does that mean that they're going to feel comfortable and comfortable enough to work sets there? No, but getting them to stop, oftentimes, you know they're going to stop. It gives you a little bit better chance if they smell bait or lure, at your sets, and might get interested. So, I mean, just think there's a lot of situations. Now, luckily as trappers, we set a lot of these places anyway because a lot of them are intersecting type locations. Two roads intersecting in a woods, a coyote may stop and look, up the other road. Like I said, woods corners, any type of intersection. I also believe it's the case where they come out of cover of some sort. A lot of times they'll stop, to survey and look over the fields or the open area where they're coming out. So, yeah, that's just a little random thought of the day. Just give it some thought about, where you're setting for coyotes, where they're naturally going to stop. And I've found, like I said, I call them vantage points. They're places along Coyote's Travel way where they can get a better view of another part of their area, and they just stop and look around. So keep that in mind, and also keep in mind too, whether you're coyote trapping versus fox trapping. If coyotes are in an area and you're just simply not catching them over, an extended period of time, my best advice is simply pull them sets and go set somewhere else, whether it's the next farm over, or even 100 yards at a different spot on that farm. Putting new bait and lure down or changing things up a lot of times isn't going to catch you that animal. They simply don't want to stop there and work that set. That's granted saying, you have well-constructed sets and they're not avoiding your sets. But in my opinion, I really don't believe they're avoiding your set or not interested in your lure. It's just they're really not going to stop for nothing there. They just want to cruise on through. So, until next time.